Yes! Creativity! Yes! 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 Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. This is the 50 billionth time I'm doing this, okay? Today has been a weird day, all right? Today has been weird, but Michaël Cuisance is leaving Bayern Munich, okay? I'll see if anyone's actually here. I don't understand this. But you know what? Cuisance is leaving Bayern. Yeah, look, it's confusing today, okay? Because I can't actually go live from where I usually go live from, so I have to go live through YouTube, okay? I have to go live through YouTube. I don't know how this works. I'll try to make it cool, but it's transfer deadline day. I'm hearing all these deals going on, a bunch of drugs being transferred. You got this Ghanaian drug called Pate going from Arsenal or from Atletico to Arsenal. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Cuisance is leaving Bayern. The apparent fee is 10 million on loan with an option to buy for 10 million. So that's pretty crazy. Don't tell me you got yelled at. No, it was someone knocking my door. So at my window, actually. So seriously, it's a weird day. It's a weird day. So for me, Cuisance, the deal, it's weird. 10 million, that's the buy option. That's probably one of the worst deals in Bayern history because, first of all, we're sending him out on loan. I presume we'll be paying some parts of his wages. And 10 million is a really terrible deal. I think if you're looking at it from a Bayern perspective, you're getting ripped off by signing this Bonasa, who, according to the Marseille fans, isn't that great defensively. I love when people were telling me, George, Des isn't good at defending. Oh my goodness, he's trash. And then we're all getting excited for this guy, Bonasa, who apparently can't defend. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, the deal is going to be worth 10 million in the buyout option. So I'm sure we'll be paying his wages. No, this is a terrible deal. No one can convince me otherwise. I don't care who Cuisance was for us. If he was our best ever midfielder, I don't know. If he was just a talent or if he was just a fringe player, I don't know. But that's a terrible deal. 10 million is a very bad deal, in my opinion, at least. So he's Odriozola 2.0. That's not it. That's not it. I'm going to support Bonasa, big Bonasa, bigger than the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to support him. But I have to also be realistic and know that, 10 million for him coming to Bayern is a big deal. That's a big deal. You could have paid 25 million and you would have gotten a player that was 50 times with the potential as well. And I'm hearing Hassan Brazo, I'm hearing him say he can't wait for him to develop a Bayern. He's 28. There's no development in him. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm waiting for the most important thing is for them to play. So, yeah, when they start playing, when Douglas Costa starts playing, of course, I'm going to get a heart attack every time he goes down on the floor after a tackle, of course. But I have to just wait. We have to wait and see how everything unfolds. This is Bayern Munich, so it's a bigger level. I mean, Douglas Costa coming in, our intense system. Hopefully he can cope with that. But Cuisance leaving just kind of weirds me out. I don't know about it. I mean, even when he was linked with Leeds, I was like, why would we make a deal like that happen? And then we ended up almost making it happen, and then he failed his medical. I would have preferred him go to Leeds than Marseille. I'm not exactly sure what Marseille are trying to build. Their manager seems to be decent. They beat PSG, so that was a big deal for them. And yeah, maybe that's it for Marseille. Maybe that's their plan to try and, well, they're already in the Champions League, right? So their plan is to maybe solidify themselves as a top 4 French club. So Cuisance coming in is a big deal for them. They wanted Cuisance. They played us, and apparently they really wanted Cuisance to join them. And if they rate Cuisance that highly, if Marcelo Bielsa rates Cuisance that highly, then, of course, I think it's a bad deal for us to sell him, which it is. I don't think we should be selling him. I think we're wanting to put out our image that we're this club that also develops youngsters, if not better than Dortmund do. And it wouldn't be it would be a bad sign or a bad image to sell a player like Cuisance, who had a year here and didn't really get to play, right? So I think that's it. It's not world-class signings, but I hope we're winning no treble with this squad. Yeah, I think it's very hard to win a Champions League. So I'll be surprised if we got to the final. Sell that selfish. Selfish. Cuisance barely played. How would you know who he is based on? Actually, how would you know anything about him? He doesn't have any attitude problems. Well, actually, he does. He would throw a tantrum for not playing, but that's because he cares about his career. I'd rather have that than some bums that sit on the bench and are happy to just be here. I don't need that. So leave a like on the video as well. Let's get to 10 likes. 10 likes. What is this? A poor man's show? We can't afford 10 likes. No, but seriously, we'll see what happens. It's deadline day. I mean, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest. Bayern signings out of Roca in this deadline, on this deadline day. Mark Roca, let's exclude him. Roca is a great signing. Probably like a nice little 9 out of 10 for me. Like, he's amazing. Roca is amazing. Coming from Barcelona. We took a Barcelona kid. Yeah, cool. See, Roca is amazing. But the rest, bum. I'm telling you, that's how I feel. I felt Choupo-Moting. This guy was playing for Stoke City 2 years ago, and now he's playing for Champions League winners Bayern Munich. Douglas Costa, great player when fit, but he's never fit. Like, he's never fit. So I get it. Roca's a great player. I get it. Not Roca. Douglas Costa, he's a great player, but he's never fit. So as much as he can have all the technical ability in the world, he's never fit. That's like having a huge pipe and not knowing how to use it. It's useless. You might as well just have a small one. As a plumber, you need a small, but you know what I mean? So what's the point then? we have injury-prone wingers. And everywhere. I mean, Gnabry's knock prone. Out for 2 games, always back, not really picking up these long-term injuries. Sané looking to be more likely, hopefully he's not injury prone. He picked up the ACL, but before that, he wasn't getting big injuries. So hopefully Sané's not injury prone, but he is injured right now. Coman's massively injury prone. And not only that, Coman's never reliable. He'll pick up a knock too. So you have 4 injury-prone wingers. It's a panic. It's a panic buy because Bayern were like, we'll get Hudson-Odoi. We'll show our intent to Chelsea. And they wanted to go last minute. It's a business strategy, right? It's a business strategy. I've run a business. I know how this works. So basically what Bayern Munich's board decided to do was wait last minute, right? So these clubs would have to accept their low bids. That was it. Bayern we're trying to wait. So Ajax would have to accept 15 million for Serginho Dest. If you pull that deal off, we're all excited. Like, what a bargain. You bullied Ajax. Then all of a sudden, Barcelona came out of nowhere, paid the money, and they got their player. And Dest yesterday played very well for his first few minutes of his debut. And it just goes to show Bayern's board wanted to wait last minute to pick up some great deals. We wanted to do that. It's a business move. I've ran a business. I know exactly what it's like. You try and wait so the person, the buyer or the seller actually is desperate. And you make it seem like they have to sell to sustain themselves. And that's the same thing with, the coronavirus, this bastard disease all around the world. Basically, clubs can do that, right? You can wait last minute. Manchester United tried it with Sancho, trying to wait last minute, trying to drag it on. So Dortmund would have to accept a low bid if Jadon Sancho tried to force a move out. And Dortmund would have to take 80 million. That's how it works. So, yeah, we did it with City. We backed Man City into a wall. But you can't do that all the time. Bayern in this transfer window, I'm sorry, they didn't actually deliver for the manager. You think Hansi Flick was sitting there like, yeah, I'm getting Boner Sarr, big Boner Sarr. He wasn't thinking about that. I don't think Hansi Flick was necessarily ecstatic to hear he wasn't getting Dest. Okay, he wasn't getting Lamptey. Okay, he wasn't getting Aarons. I don't think Flick was necessarily ecstatic to hear these things. I think as a manager, you almost want your first choice. You want the guy that you knew the most. I think Bayern just decided to pick up a name. Maybe Marseille said, hey, you need a right back. I'm telling you, Olympique Marseille said, hey, Bayern, you need a right back. We want Cuisance. Here's Boner, right? Here he is on Viagra. Take him. He's great. He's gonna be there with you. And then Olympique Marseille took Cuisance with a 10 million buy option next year. Terrible deal if that's true. I don't think it is. And then they gave us Boner. That's crazy. Like an attractive Senorita, they gave us a boner. So I don't know. It's crazy though. It's really crazy. I'm gonna make these immature jokes for the longest time. Yeah, that's what Bayern did. That's what Bayern did. Then Douglas Costa, who was called the mercenary, never really liked that Bayern in the boardroom. I can tell. They didn't really like Douglas. They thought his attitude was stinky. They didn't like the fact that he was really never really fit. I don't know, but Douglas Costa is a very good player. He excites me. But that doesn't matter because he won't be playing that much. So you can be as good as you want to be. I mean, you have to be able to play. So yeah, that's how I feel about our transfers. That's my genuine thoughts. I have to be honest. I think all our signings, apart from Rocca, in the last few days, really let me down. And I think Flick will probably be let down by that. You think Hansi Flick was like, yeah, Hansi Flick name dropped Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm sure in the back room with Hassan Salihamidzic, whatever. Yeah, I'm sure they talked about Callum Hudson-Odoi together, right? And Flick wanted Odoi. Flick probably thought Bayern were going to sign Odoi on some loan thing. That would have been cool. But then Flick ended up getting, who do we get? Oh, Douglas Costa. I think that, yeah, you know what I mean? I think it's another stopgap, get them for a year and hope they succeed. Everyone keeps bringing up the fact that our board also signed Perisic and Coutinho. Well, in the damn beginning, no one liked them, right? Our board did something incredibly stupid. They tried the same thing with Sané last summer, by the way. Basically, what they tried to do with Sané is they tried to stall the transfer to the last minute to offer City like 70 mil, and Man City would have to take it because you have an unhappy player who wants to leave, and Bayern's offer, you have limited days in the window, you have to figure out a replacement, and Man City would have had to accept our 70 million bid or 60 million bid last summer. And outside of getting the deal done last summer, it would have been a cool deal. And then we waited and Sané got injured, right? And then in order to replenish that, and look, because we didn't plan to get an alternative or a good alternative, we loaned Coutinho, terrible deal. He got Thiago out of our club. He convinced Thiago to join Liverpool. Thiago said it himself. Coutinho costed us about 30 million as well. That's a terrible deal because 30 million would have signed you at least Serginho Dest. It would have signed you, I don't know, it would have signed you a backup winger, one player for a long time. But yeah, and then you had to loan Perisic. Perisic and Coutinho didn't work. No one liked them in the first few or 2 months. And then Hansi Flick came in, which actually Niko Kovac had to resign. I think the board didn't even want to sack Kovac because it would have made them look bad. And Kovac resigned because he was like, you know what? I like Bayern and I don't want to ruin it. I'm out. Flick came in. Flick wasn't supposed to have this influence, but he did. And that was perfect for us because it won us a Champions League, right? It won us a treble. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is the board's chance to pretty much just right all the wrongs of the last 2 years with hiring Kovac, not sacking him after he was playing terrible and also getting crap results. And the board just didn't get Flick anyone and used the excuse of the pandemic. What happened to all the 200 billion we were trying to spend in the summer? We were trying to buy Kai Havertz. We were trying to go for Sané. If the pandemic never happened, Sané would have probably gotten us, we would have gotten him in the range of maybe a nice little 200 million. So we'll see. Hey, Bayern Forever is going dictator mode right now. My goodness. Just dictators in the comment sections. If I disagree with you, you get shut up. Yeah, so that's how I feel, man. I don't think it's dumb from the board's point of view, but it's immature. It is. It's a repetitive mistake. And now we're going into a season with enough players. Very decent depth. But it's just numbers. It's not quality. It's not the first choices we wanted. The profiles don't make sense. You're buying another injury-prone winger. You're buying an old strike. I don't even need a strike. Who cares? Lewandowski never gets injured. He's not going to need rest. You think Lewandowski will be like, oh, I'm feeling my leg. This guy plays through injuries. He plays through hamstring injuries. And then the injury just goes off after 90 minutes. I'm sure of it. So I think the profiles don't make sense. Bonassa, I'm sorry, but he's 28 years old. Apparently, according to the Marseille fans, he's crap defensively. So, and he's going to cost us 10 million, and Michaël Cuisance, and we have to get 10 million from Cuisance. So in total, we're I don't know. It's an expensive swap. That's what it is. So I don't know. There were last gaps. Yeah, there were last gaps. I think it's panics. Panic means, oh my goodness, you didn't get what you wanted. Pow! You hit the red button. The panic button on a ship is, oh my goodness, you can't do anything. I hope there's a panic button on all planes. So you're panicking. You don't know what to do. So you hit it, and whatever the hell you get, you get. That's what it is for Bayern sometimes. Whatever the hell we get, we get. And I'm seeing players like Sevis Unda go to Leicester City. I'm seeing Rapinha from Rennes go from Rennes to Leeds United. I'm seeing Partey. That would have been a great replacement for Thiago. I mean, no. We got Roca. Roca's amazing. It's not Roca. It's just the three players I'm talking about. You could have signed Hudson-Odoi, but you decided to wait and try and get him on a cheap. And Chelsea weren't having that. So weren't having a piece of that pie. It wasn't their birthday. I don't know. That's how I am. Bielsa outsmarted Bayern and Cuisance. You know what? If we did sell Cuisance to Leeds with a buyback clause of like 40, I would have been ecstatic because I'm like, one of my favorite managers right now. I guess my favorite managers would be obviously Hansi Flick, and then it'd be Carlo Ancelotti. I'm obsessed with Carlo, man. I don't know why. It's me, Carlo. Smoke cigarette, win Champions League. It's just what I do. I love Carlo. He's at Everton, right? Carlo. And then I guess Klopp's in there somewhere, maybe like 10th. I don't know. But Bielsa's someone I really like. And developing Cuisance under him would have been amazing. But I guess the Marseille manager, also very nice. I think they finished second or something like that. And that's a good deal. But if it's, hey, he has to come back, right? Is there going to be a buyback? Look, I have an idea of what the player's about. So, okay, we're back. 6-1 to Spurs. I mean, that's great. 7-2 Aston Villa. Liverpool. The F in FC Bayern is for France. Oh, of course. We signed. Well, Choupo-Moting's Cameroonian, so he's going to have to speak French because it's a bilingual country. And then you have, we're France FC. You have, pretty much our entire team's just, it's just French players. So that's interesting. Let's talk about other transfers because I enjoy it. Sancho's staying at Dortmund. That's a great deal for the Bundesliga because, we get to watch Sancho at Dortmund again. So, yeah, it's fine. I'm going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be cool. And we'll see what happens. That's the most important thing, right? Sancho staying at Dortmund. Hey, that's going to just make things a little bit more interesting, man. A little bit more interesting. Bonus saw for 10 million. That's a lot. It is a lot of money. You know what the funny thing is? Our board, we're trying to get Dest to change his mind, come to Bayern. That's so unprofessional. We did the same thing with Van der Berg going to Liverpool. And probably Varane when we missed out on him because we didn't want to pay an extra 5 million. And then our board were probably calling. So we were going to pay the money Ajax were initially asking for. And we all knew Ajax would just bend over for Barcelona. Hey, we got some dictate. I'm telling you, hey, I might have to remove some mods privileges. What is this dictatorship? Which team has the most difficult group stage? I imagine United, but from a point of view of a PSG, it's you're not going to play, Real Madrid or Bayern Munich. So I'd imagine. I think Liverpool have it's weird because I'm saying that, and then you look on paper, you're like, Ajax and Atalanta. Well, Atalanta got to a Champions League quarterfinal, should have been in a semifinal with Leipzig, but they lost because of their own immatureness. But Atalanta, look, they kept some of their key players. Mac Traore, young player from them, going to United. That's a bad deal. But they kept Gossens. They kept Haderbauer. They kept a lot of good players. So I imagine Liverpool's group is incredibly tough because it's posing opposition with things you don't like to see. The thing is, Liverpool aren't a great team in terms of just tiki-taka, getting through pressure like that. Thiago helps out a lot, but that's something you want your midfielders to all be able to do. The best thing about our midfield is that Bayern Munich's midfield has Kimmich. We have players that can pass while also having the engine. We have players that can that have technical ability. When you have Jordan Henderson in midfield and you're in a tight game with a lot of these Italian technical players and these Spanish, Dutch players, Total Football FC and Ajax, it's going to be tough. So I think Liverpool are going to have a very tough time. Real Madrid are going to have to deal with Marco Rose and his versatility with his team. So that's going to be interesting. Hey, the Champions League, the Champagne League is going to be so interesting this year. I think it's going to be really fun. I couldn't believe it. 7-2. Yeah, it was crazy. Football, that's what it's about. Is there a game on today? I'm telling you, I'm obsessed. I watch every single game, every single team, essentially. I'm trying. I watched Barcelona. Serginho Dest played amazing. And the best thing about our midfield is that they work for each other. In good form, we force tons of one-on-ones and always get the second ball. That's how we won this. Exactly. We always won the second ball. And, I keep mentioning him, but that's because I miss him, I miss him. I feel like Messi. I miss Thiago. A penalty, Messi and penalties. I miss Thiago, man. The reason why Thiago would just be at the edge of the box, pick up the ball, and just, go from we were trying to defend, counter press, to we're now attacking. That was so good. Hopefully, Kimmich and Roca can do that. We know Goretzka's just going to. Well, Goretzka doesn't score. Hey, what happened to my guy's long shooting? I think every single shot he's trying from a distance is just going over and to the side. I don't understand it. Santiago Chavez. What punctuation would you give this transfer window for Bayern from 1 to 10? I don't think I'll include Sane, Kouassi, Newbell, and Roca in that, because these were all good signings. But these panic buys that we just got, Roca was amazing. 15 million for Marc Roca. He could be one of Spain's best midfielders, man. I genuinely think so. He's a mix of Busquets and Xabi Alonso and a little bit of Thiago in there. I can't wait for him to play for us. But if I was to give this window a rating, excluding the Sane, the Rocas, the good players, I have to be honest, I think our window is a 4 out of 10. Or 5. 4 out of 10. Why? Because none of the players we got in their positions matched the profile of player we were looking for that were our first targets. We wanted young players, young wingers, Callum Hudson-Odoi. I was hoping for, and everyone else, Memphis Depay or something, someone, a striker that could genuinely play there and give Lewandowski a real rest. Lewandowski is going to be having heart attacks every time Choupo-Moting misses a chance. That's not a real rest. You're not resting from anything. I have to go play. This guy will have a hamstring injury. Let me go play through this hamstring. Choupo-Moting's missing too many damn chances. So that's not a real backup, right? He's just there to be a fringe player, happy to sit on the bench, happy to lift the trophy with Bayern. And then you have a winger. You need a fourth winger. Ideally, someone that's not injury-prone, like a Perisic would have been. I miss Perisic. Coutinho, too. Even though Phil did get injured, Coutinho never picked up injuries like that. Not as often. He wasn't really injury-prone. There are players that will pick up injuries. For example, I don't think Sané's injury-prone. I'm going to be honest. I think we just rushed him back too much. Sané didn't really get injured at City like that. Sané he was always fit. I mean, always on the bench, but when he started, never got injured, right? But Sané did pick up the one injury. So I'm guessing people are going to say, okay, he's injury prone. ACL injuries usually result in the player getting injured more often. Niklas Süle picked up an ACL injury in 2017. And 2 years later, picked up the same injury, or 3 years. 2 years. So for me, I just feel like Bouna Sarr as well. We wanted a young right back, attacking thrust, like a rocket ship. And then someone that could develop into one of the best right backs in the world. Again, the profile doesn't fit for different reasons. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I really hope all of them succeed. I hope all the signings we just made succeed. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, look at RB Leipzig, for example. Bayern Bert is mentioning it. Leipzig went and signed Sørloth for 20-something million. If we sign Alexander Sørloth, I would be so excited. If we sign Patrick Schick for 20 million, I would be so excited. These are great buys. Why? Because they're players that, they could be better and better than nothing. Of course, something's better than nothing's. But I just feel like there's still panic buys, right? There's still doesn't change the fact that we should have probably signed different players. So yeah, that's how I feel. I'm looking at Leipzig and I'm like, dang, they really got Lazar Matsic, a young attacking midfielder, that wonder kid. And look at Leipzig were just so energetic, right? Leipzig are going to play the same amount of games we play every other, 3 games a week, or two games a week, a game every 3 days. Leipzig are going to have that. But the thing is, if Upamecano isn't there, Michele comes in, Orban comes in, Klosterman comes in. I'm seeing these guys bringing on Klosterman to play at center back, and Upamecano's going off, feeling all confident. I want that type of energy depth, man. I think the team that wins the Bundesliga this year, as much as I love my Bayern, our Bayern, right? But can you honestly say if Lewandowski was suspended, you'd trust Choupo-Moting to score 2 goals a game? Can you say that? Or get an assist like Lewandowski loves to do now? I wouldn't. So I just think every single game we play is going to be about, not really, okay, is Sané the best winger? It's not going to be about that. Is Lewandowski the best striker? It's not going to be about that. Every single game this season is going to be about who has more energy. Seriously, who has more energy? Hoffenheim had more energy than us. They had a week's rest. We had 2 days or 3 days to rest. They had more energy than us. Dortmund had more energy than us. And you noticed, we scored 2 goals. Our energy levels dropped. We were trying to control the tempo of the game. And then Dortmund were like, oh, let's up our energy now. And Haaland started doing something crazy. Started moving like a Norwegian Kylian Mbappe, Norwegian Barry Allen. Started running around and running the show. So Dortmund had more energy. And we could have lost that game. Remember the save Neuer made? Pow. Neuer's been saving us against Sevilla. We could have lost that game so easily. Neuer had to make so many saves. I'm remembering like 4 saves. And I don't think it's just our defending. I think it's genuine tiredness. I think it's mental tiredness as well. It's tough to get yourself psyched up and ready for a game. So I don't think the Bundesliga will be won by the team with the best players in the world. I think it'll be won by the team that just has more players in terms of their similar levels, right? I mean, Sorloth is coming on for, oh my goodness, Leipzig have too much depth, man. And guess what? If their left back gets injured, Angelino, they'll bring in the Brazilian Marcelo Luandino, who they bought for like 10 million 2 years ago. And he's actually really insanely good. Leipzig are just, one player goes, another comes in. Right back, Mukiele, Klosterman. They have another one coming in right now. They have Lima, Sabitzer. But then if those don't work, Campbell, Forsberg. They have Haidara. Oh, my goodness. See, did anyone watch Leipzig versus Schalke? That's the definition of energy. So yeah, Benjamin Henriks, too. So for me, I just feel like, yeah, that's the league right now. That's football right now. You're seeing Liverpool. You think Liverpool should have lost to Villa? No. But the tiredness got to them. They played like 3 days ago. Liverpool were tired. You could tell. Van Dijk was like, I just played 3 days ago. I just played Arsenal, parked the bus for 90 minutes. I just watched Arsenal play Simeone football instead of Pep football with Arteta, who's supposed to be Pep's prodigy. But yeah, so yeah, tiredness is an issue. So what I'm hoping for is that our signings, Douglas Costa, can genuinely give rest to our players. And not just rest. I mean, yes, they will be starting. Douglas Costa will start every other week to give Sané and the likes of Gnabry a rest. That's amazing. And I'm so happy we have an international break. I know that sounds weird because no content on the channel, no match day content at least. But the international break gives us a chance to reset. Yeah, so we'll see. This Bundesliga is going to be so exciting because it's not about quality, but rather just fitness, to be completely honest. Teams like Frankfurt will be loving it because all they do is focus on fitness. There's no technical ability. It's just vibes. Leave a like on the video, by the way. Cuisance leaving. You know what? I'm sure there are people that don't like him. And that's fine. Football's about opinions. And we'll see what happens, man. And we'll see what happens. And my opinions on our transfer window, everyone's opinions, every opinion matters. For me, I just feel like it's the same thing we did last year. You failed to get your main target, so you went for, the guy that was 10th on your list, I just think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. And you can't just give the board a free pass because Hansi Flick had to work with Coutinho and Perisic and turn them into something good. Flick made Coutinho play well. Same with Perisic. And that made the board look better, but it can't always be like that. You can't. So let's hope all these players succeed, because that's what we all want. We want Bayern to succeed, and in order for that to happen, we want these players to succeed. But that doesn't mean you can't also recognize that these are incredibly stupid deals. Poulsen is the best striker in the Bundesliga. I hate Yusuf Poulsen. If you don't know, I actually genuinely don't like. I think he's a donkey, man. This guy's a complete donkey. He's a complete horse. I'm not talking about Thomas Muller's horses. He's a complete horse, man. This guy, he's 6'5", he can't head the ball, can't do anything. He can't hold the ball up. You think he's just a big, giant striker. Poulsen is the worst striker in the Bundesliga, man. I hate him. I think he's the reason Leipzig lost, by the way. Given my guy Patrick Schick. Poulsen starting ahead of Patrick Schick. How stupid can you be? And sometimes I think people get this stupid thought in their heads. I think it's a stupid thought because I had it too. I used to think, well, why would this player come to Bayern to sit on the bench? Every player in the world would love to come sit on Bayern's bench, because there's no pressure to do everything, right? I don't know. I would have loved Schick at Bayern. Next year, we better be going in for Matthias Cunha to replace Lewandowski or to be a winger. I don't know. We need that Brazilian flair here. I need some sauce. So I can't wait, though. Honestly, I can't wait. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know what? The thing is, I mean, if any of these signings succeeds, I want to look stupid. I genuinely do. When is Club World Cup? Oh, the Club World, it's not canceled. It can't be canceled. Then it'd be Bayern discrimination all over again. So, yeah, the Club World Cup should be in December. I mean, that's another competition we have to worry about. I think it's during the winter break, which, I mean, it's not a break. It's just 10 days. So I think it's, yeah, you'll play probably, yeah. I mean, after the international break, we'll, on the 15th, 10 days from now, which isn't too much, not too long, we'll be playing in the Pokal, the first round. Oh, my goodness. Why did we postpone it so long? I mean, I get it. We won the Champions League. You wanted the players to celebrate. But we postponed the Pokal, and now we have to play. So basically, the players on international duty could literally be playing a day after. I mean, that's crazy. That's too much. Yeah, so we might have to just play our young players or something in the Pokal game, and we could genuinely lose. I mean, look at Heidenheim. Oh, yeah, is it Heidenheim? Yeah, they almost beat us 5-4. They literally have it in their club offices. They have a nice little, it's like a certificate that they only lost to Bayern Munich. I mean, that's kind of crazy to me. But they scored 4 goals against us. You know, congrats to them. But yeah, the Pokal is going to be even harder now, because you're going to be playing teams that are going to be like, we're going to get up for this, you know? Look at Poulsen. 18, 19 prime what? Primarily crap. I hate you, Poulsen. Heidenheim, yeah, finding them on the board. Prime Poulsen, exactly. That's what I'm laughing at too. What do you think about Sa? I think he's what people didn't think they'd get. You know, it's like opening up a nice little present. You've been asking for this phone or this console, this Xbox, and you get a bunch of socks. Now, granted, you could use the socks, but you don't really get excited to get socks, do you? You get excited for an Xbox. You get excited. I mean, this was me every Christmas. You know, my late uncle, he actually bought me socks, and I don't think I wanted socks. I didn't want socks. I wanted an Xbox. I wanted a nice piece of electronic. I felt like Elon Musk. I felt like Iron Man. I wanted something electronic. And he gave me a bunch of socks. That's what I feel like with Sa. We all wanted an Xbox. We all wanted a nice phone. We got a sock. That's it. And you could wear, I'm wearing socks right now. I'm wearing socks. But I don't think if someone gave me socks, I'd be that happy. But at the same time, socks are pretty useful. Well, to be fair, if a nail was to be right there and you stepped on a nail or on something sharp, you're still going to bleed. But the sock, gives you comfort. And that's what Sarr is that he gives us comfort in that right back position. Not quality, not an Xbox, not that gift we all wanted. He gives us comfort like a sock does on Christmas. Hey, I smoke oxygen. What a weirdo. Ugh. You breathe? Disgusting. We can still get Gutsa. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia san mia and peace. We can still get Gutsa. Gutsa.